Pachaparo, YNS7. Thank you for tuning. The replay. All right. Then just got back a little spiritual journey. You know, you need to go on them sometimes. Whatever it is for you. But hey, look. A lot of revelations over this weekend I received. It's all about sign. You know, if like attracts like and everything's energy, then there's an attraction, and you gotta be able to see the spark. That's called it. That's some things I want to talk about today. It's gonna be wrapped around the etymology of the word castle. Okay? I'm gonna go see a castle. We're gonna call this one whatever your castle, thoughts built. Your castle will be made from the field you are in. Think about that for a moment. Whatever your castle, your thoughts are the bricks that the castle was built from. No matter what your castle is. I don't care if it's good, evil, whatever. For the people, not for the people. For yourself, not for yourself. If you focus on underachieving or overachieving, if you believe in lack or abundance, if you are the hero or the victim, if you're the boss, the employee, etc., or the customer. No matter what, your castle is built from your thoughts. And your thoughts come from the field that you are in. We're going to go over that today. Welcome to the replay. So, everybody has a different perspective, and it's based on their environment. So, if you've utilized your environment to reach a certain perspective so that you can have a certain loftiness of your thoughts or in your thoughts, you can't depend on the next person to have the same value in that equation as you do. And you have a choice to make. Do you continue to build your castle based off of what you know? Or do you yourself fall victim to normative social influence and try to fit in with the masses? Whatever that is. If you are Thomas Edison, Nikola Tesla. If you're a Bell, if you're a Banneker, hell, if you're Elon Musk, if you're Enoch or Inky, you're standing in a chair, you're standing on top of a tower, you're on top of the mountain, you're Moses. You come back to tell people what you learned based off your view. You come back, you return to the people. And because they don't have the line of sight that you had the luxury of having for whatever reason, they have a choice to make. Do they wish to believe in you? Do they wish to accept knowledge of the fact of possibility? Or do they find fault in you for having a different vantage point? You had different experiences during the same period of time. At the end of the day, does it matter to you if they believe you or not? You might find it entertaining going through the process. Because of your position, you might learn from the people around you based on their actions and reactions and lack of responses. You may learn some things about them. You may actually be learning things about them that they, if you gave them a question, you would have never learned because they would have corrupted the answer. The beauty of observation is that with patience, you find the truth. If you don't have the patience to find the truth, then what are the majority of the bricks in your castle? I made the world my business because if not, it does me no good to be one of the few who can see certain things the way I see it. So you invest that into the people around you. And you may be the same way. You may have specialties. You may be a master craftsman. You may be the great shoemaker. You may be the biggest hustler. You may be whatever your legacy it is. Whatever your castle will be made from the field that you're in. Let's take a look at this castle real quick. So castle, right? Castle is a fortified village. Fortified village. Then it even says, later it became, or we were, castle, what we think of now, but related to Latin castrar, however you say that, right? Which means cut off. So, let's go back. Because if you're at a different line of sight, then there's going to be places in the distance and the peripheral that others are cut off from the view. Now here's the difference. If they don't have to see it to see it, but they don't necessarily want to see it through you. You see, the way you present it might be too real for them. It might hurt their feelings. A submarine doesn't have to surface to see above the water. The captain trusts the crew member that trusts the tool that allows him to push up a line of sight from beneath the surface and see what is above. No matter what you're doing, trust is the lubrication of your performance. If you don't trust the environment that you're in, you can't perform most cases at your best. I'm not talking about the times that the being thrown in a situation in the middle of chaos causes you to get, have a great whatever. But that's not sustainable. You can't duplicate that over and over again. There's elements of luck, like anything else people could say in life. But I just want you to know that I view the infinity, and I've already accounted for the small percentage of chances you may make that argument with. So I don't want you to waste your time, and please don't waste mine. Because what's understood doesn't have to be said, but most of our lives is based on insignificant things. Insignificant things, taking up space, time, and energy, causing you fatigue when someone actually comes to you with an opportunity to do something grand. You don't have the energy and you call it pressure. Whatever your castle, your thoughts built it. And your thoughts will come from the field that you were in. And for the people out there going through this, don't worry about it. They did the same thing. Not that we religious, but they did the same thing in the story of Jesus. There's a couple books in the Bible, like you said, Moses. They had a vision, a view they seen long before the others. In the story of Moses, they follow him. Those that tune in, see, people that are complaining about the pressure don't realize that the announcement was for everybody. The announcement was for everybody. The pressure people feel is because they're not prepared. But the announcement was for everybody. So the people that are prepared, they don't feel no pressure. They might have been prepared for 10 years. Y'all might have been talking shit about them, calling them preppers, hoarders, whatever. Conspiracy theorists, crazy, whatever that term is you gave those people that came to you ahead of time. Like the Jesus, like the Noahs, like the Moses. The people that were prepared, the people that if it was for you, you were ready for it. The people that were ready for it were ready for it. The people that weren't ready for it, but saw it as a sign, started to prepare and were grateful for the vision beyond their own view. Because the majority is always wrong. That's what the majority don't understand. That's why they're the majority. Which, when you look at those words, we'll do a later episode on that. The word minority is actually that of a minor. You want to be a part of the majority. That's the ones that can make their own decisions, not the ones that follow what everybody else do. See, they got it backwards. Y'all, a lot of people are suffering from normative social influence. They just dying to fit in. Literally dying to fit in. don't even know it's killing them. So, you got a view. I don't care if you work to climb up there and get it, whatever. You got a view. You were one of the first prepared, and you were chosen to be that because you're supposed to lead the rest. Don't be afraid to leave some behind. Going back to the pressure, you might be at the airport, the train station. When the announcement was for everybody. When they announced departure is now boarding, the person that was sitting there for 2 hours casually stops whatever they're doing, places their things neatly organized, gets up and proceeds to board. Because they put themselves in a position where they can move casually. The person that was not as prepared, but kind of knew of it, was close enough to be near enough. Maybe they weren't in the boarding area, but they were down the hall slightly at the cafe. They not completely finished eating the sandwich and they only hungry because they didn't grab something to eat before they left like they thought they would, the domino effect. But yet they still in a position where they got the sign and now they just had to scramble a little bit. Maybe they threw their sandwich down, in a hurry, chewed it up, ate that real quick, or maybe they wrapped it up to take it with them. I don't know. You fill in those variables. I'm a man of equation. But they were close enough to get up, scurry. See, they weren't casual. They had to scurry. They scurried over to the boarding area to make sure that they were there. Then you're going to have the people that's going to feel pressure from that same announcement that was for everybody, but it's going to be somebody out there complaining about the traffic outside not moving out their way so they can make it to their plane on time because they weren't prepared. Not only were they weren't prepared, but they felt like they were guaranteed tomorrow. That's the difference between seeing while standing on the chair or the back of the giant or the top of the building or the mountaintop. You have foresight. Go back to this castle. Fortified village. You're cut off. You're cut off may not be a bad thing. See, you're cut off from everything that's keeping the others down. See, ascension, the more you let go, for me, okay, I found the more that I let go of emotional attachments to frivolous things that are guaranteed to happen, the lighter your heart becomes and the clearer your vision and the further you can see, because you don't have the weight. You're becoming less dense and more like light. So the density that they're carrying is gonna weigh them down, and as you float to the surface like the submarine, okay, you're gonna be able to put your scope up and you're gonna be able to see where you're going. Now here's the irony. You now bring your submarine down to the more denser, deeper ocean. The light stuff float, the heavy elements drop to the bottom. You come down and you try to tell them to go this way, and then they say, well, how do you know where you're going? The submarine is equipped with sonar. You can still see further than their eyes can. And the choice is theirs, whether they want to believe you or not. So I don't care if you're standing, and go back to my little image here for you. I don't care if you're standing on the chair, the mountaintop, the building top, the penthouse suite, the Raging Inferno with King Kong on. I don't care if you're on the mountaintop. I don't care if you're at the bottom of the ocean, because shit gets deep sometimes. But see, these shallow minds ain't gonna be able to think about what's going on in the deep darkness, because they aren't equipped with the sonar that you put the time in to install in your vessel as you captain it in this sea that we call Earth. So if they don't have the energy, because their bricks were built out of bullshit, and now they fatigued, and you come to them with the deep shit that they can't see, they not gonna have the energy to trust you, because it requires some prerequisites that they don't have the energy to do, because they wasted it on bullshit while you were developing. You were developing a plan from your environment. You grabbed the chair to stand on it. You climbed to the mountaintop while they were playing. So you deserve the right to pick and choose. You deserve the right to be choosy as to which bricks you gonna use when building your castle. Now let's take a look at this. We know castle. We know castle is a fortified village, right? But what's fortified? Fortified means increased efficacy. Efficacy. I ain't never said that word before in my life, but check it out. It's EFFICACY. I can tell you about it because I trust my tools that I invested so that I can see in the dark deep or lurking just below the shallows. I can see that efficacy means effective workout as a noun. So it's dealing with effectiveness, which me being a Virgo, I'm gonna translate that to efficiency. And a village, it says houses and other buildings in a group, usually smaller than a town. So you hear me speak of the body because you have several views of that. This is a body. Your household is a body. That group that you belong to is a body. Your city is a body. Your county is a body. Your nation is a body. So if you want to make a difference, if you want to make a change, Michael Jackson, in your body, you got to start with your body. You hear me? If you want to make a change in the nation, the body of people, if you want to make a change in the company, the body of people. If you want to make a change in that group you belong to, a body of people. If you want to make a change in your county, city, state, block, a body of people, you got to start with your body, people. That's the village. So what we're doing here in building a castle is we're increasing the efficiency of our body. That is the castle. What are your bricks made out of? Truth or falsehood? Facts or bullshit? Was it efficient or a waste of time? If you died tomorrow, would there be something left you want to do? If you feel like, yeah, you got a list, then you need to cut out some bullshit in your life because your list wouldn't be as long. If you want to change your people, then what the fuck are we talking about? Because the thoughts are building the castle. So excuse me for being one of the many people that you only know a few of that don't got time for bullshit. This ain't about fucking being happy every day, all day, unless your happiness is based on achieving your goals and changing your body, fortifying your body, your village, building that castle. What are your bricks made out of if your every thought is a brick in your castle? I just be observing. I be wherever I be. I just listen to people and I observe. What the fuck are we building that leads y'all to have some of to invest in certain topics at all? And then when you're presented, you waste all that energy. And then when you're presented with a view beyond yours, that includes yours, encompasses yours as well, left that shit behind, it's a small dot in a backdrop, you don't have the energy to entertain the grander view because you don't waste all the energy on bullshit. What bricks are we using for the castle? Because here's the problem. The three little pigs. You know the story. One built it of whatever weak ass shit. Another one built it of some other weak ass shit, wanting to play around all the fucking time. And then one built they shit out of bricks. Right? One built they shit out of bricks. All the other motherfuckers, the other two piggies, wound up trying to come to the house of bricks in the state of panic because they were the ones outside in traffic complaining while everybody else was boarding. What are your bricks made out of? Because when the shit go down, you ain't gonna have time to learn the difference between panic and fortification of your mind. Some of the stuff is going on to our people, this country, this world right now because your minds have not been fortified. You out here drinking and wearing body armor. You're drinking body armor water. You got the latest fucking Jordans. Or should I say Curry's. You're fortifying your muscles with vitamin this and that, but you ain't done shit with your mind. So now, whoever takes control of that just got a well-oiled machine. Stop being so worried about fitting in because you may not be part of the field you trying to fit into. What? Hold on. A field, check out the quote below. A field of clay touched by the genius of man becomes a castle. So what I'm trying to illustrate to you is whatever you feel like you're spending a lot of time in, whatever you feel the most joy doing, whatever you are just most exposed to, that's your clay. That's your clay. That's your field. The clay is going to come from that field. So if you constantly are like, oh, I just want to laugh and I just want to be happy, then guess what? Your shit is going to be built of happy ass, weak ass shit. And then you're going to be the other two piggies coming to the piggy that built the shit out of bricks. Because that's what his thoughts were made out of. They were stone. They were concrete. The evidence was bulletproof, not opinion or emotional based. So a field of clay touched by the genius of man becomes a castle. So whatever you're out there playing with, that's what your castle's built out of. Now let's see what fortify talk about. Based on the modern common slang usage Webster promotes. Fortify, to make strong, such as to strengthen and secure. To strengthen and secure. How are you strengthening and securing your mind? Okay? We buying the guns. We know you got the pistols that fire rifle bullets. We know you got the armored vest. We know you got the old school cars that'll take those shots. Bonnie and Clyde. Maybe you survive, maybe you don't. Get lucky. Sometimes things work, sometimes things don't. We know we got everything else. What are you doing with your mind? If you got 24 hours in a day, like sometimes people just play too much. You heard that statement? You play too much. You play too much. So, to give physical strength to courage or endurance. The courage to climb up when everybody else was like standing on the ground. They wanted to be on ground. The courage to climb. Check out the Life Vibe series episode on courage. It'll put you in the right vibe, the right frequency. Add mental or moral strength to. I've been talking to a lot of people for a lot of years. And because I find other people that have high mental and or moral strength, and you need to know that if having high mental or moral strength is on your list, what did it tell you? You're gonna be cut off. So what's understood don't need to be said. Know that. Know that going into it, if you're looking to achieve high mental or moral strength, you're going to be cut off from a lot of motherfuckers. Period. And then they're going to be in there telling you like, oh, you don't fit in with us and you think, and that was a failure and all this shit, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, chick, dude, no comment. Because you'll never understand. Even if you tell them, they're not going to understand. Because they can't see what you see. They don't have the sonar in the deep. They don't have the scope to be under the surface and still see above. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to this modern day translation. This watered down, this Kool-Aid. To strengthen or enhance by the addition of some substance or ingredient, such as. What's the substance or ingredient? They don't want to, they can't take it in because they're full of shit. All the bullshit they've been digging up. See? They don't know. Their body hasn't been fortified with the same ingredients as your body. So forgiveness means to give a piece of one too. So now you forgive them for their ignorance. See, yeah, forgive means to give a piece of oneself too. Which is why in the traditional sense, I don't believe in forgiveness. Because that means something's done wrong. If something's done wrong, you've been wrong, you've been injured in some way, shape, or form, and then you're gonna turn around and give an additional piece of yourself to them. That's bullshit right there. What the proper word is excuse, which means to release from a charge. So their body, their castle is dug, carved out of materials that doesn't include the same ingredients, the same alchemy, the same chemical makeup. It doesn't respond to the same bonds or mental or moral strengths as yours. So you try to add in these ingredients, but maybe those ingredients causes a chain reaction with the ingredients that are present. Maybe it causes an allergy, and now they gotta go in quarantine, or they want you to go in quarantine because they're allergic to the real shit because all they know is bullshit. To add distilled grape spirits to wine during fermentation to increase alcohol content. See, some of y'all think y'all the shit. You think you're dug from the best quality shit there is. You think you're carved out of it. Then you find out there's some other ingredients in this motherfucker over here. And instead of allowing the addition of, knowing that it's going to increase your alcohol content for metaphorical use, for allegory, you buy into the allergy because you haven't strengthened your body to be able to overcome the transition from maybe extracting this out of the body and adding this to it, or going through whatever chemical alchemy reaction. When this is added, you're gonna feel a change, but you felt change and you were like, oh, stop, make it stop, please. The whole world wants change, but how many wants to change? Because they're allergic to that shit. They want to go back to being happy. Their bricks are made of this shit here, and that's all the fuck they know. Until the big bad wolf or the windstorm comes and blows that shit the fuck down. Now they come in wanting to know, well, what ingredient was that you were talking about, 5 years ago? Look, we ain't got time now. We ain't got time for that. To enrich by adding ingredients such as vitamins or minerals to improve the nutritional value. If you digging it from the earth, it's produce. If it comes from the earth, it's produce. What are you producing? Now you're going to give your product to the next person. And they're going to consume it. So are they consuming your bullshit? Or are they consuming nutritional value for the fortification of the body, i.e. their castle? Are they your castle? Are you enriching their program? Or are they your enemy and you are destroying their program? Which one? Are you feeding them bullshit or are you feeding them nutritional value? What are you producing? And see, we all have consumer moments. We all decide if we're going to buy into this or buy into that or get this or not get that. This shit. Big ups that shit. But what we need to know is no one can persuade another to change. Because see, no matter what you do, no matter what you present them, they decide if they're going to change. You decide if you're going to change. And then that's where you get the two types of people. You got the normative social influence and you got the informatively social influence. The normative social influence, they just go along to go along. They want to fit in. They want to be part of the masses. They don't know the majority's always wrong. The informative social influence people are the ones that's going to take the time to research, study, calibrate, differentiate, and then decide what decision they're going to make. The weak need to band together for support. That's why they call it a herd. No one can persuade another to change. Each of us guards a gate of change that can only be opened from the inside. The submarine can only be opened from the inside. Normally. We cannot open the gate of another either by argument or emotional appeal. And when I watch these people all over the world, a lot of their suffering is based off of argument and emotional appeal. Then when I tell them I'm not an emotional displayer, they think something's wrong with me because I'm not gonna argue with you. Well, you should have put that in the question. No, I made a statement. I did it on purpose. I wanted you to consider something. When I was in school, they called it a reflection. You come in, they have a statement on the board, and it said, reflect on this. You're too busy trying to talk about something that you can't even see, that you don't realize you're making an argument and or emotional appeal. Shout out Marilyn Ferguson. Then you walk away at the end of the day feeling like you won the argument because nobody got time for that shit. You ain't even do no research. You don't even have the prerequisites. to understand its vibration, and you speaking on it instead of using the opportunity to absorb from it. You think you the first one that came and talked to this person about this shit. No, this is the way that majority of people do this. That's right, exactly. It's exactly because that's the way the majority of people did it that I knew there was a better way. And people like me know there's a better way. And that's why y'all feel the way you feel. Because y'all castle is built out of different bricks. And see, where those people go wrong at is they feel like because they put so much energy into being a part of the masses and fitting in and studying what they think other people want. Like, you know what I mean? Like, forget who they are. They lost track of that. They're busy studying what they feel like others want. They feel like you're out of touch because you don't give a fuck. So he's saying something wrong with you because what you're saying, they feel like they know that the majority of people don't know, like, talk about whatever. They don't see that as that is the error. So anyway, you know what I mean? Guard your vision. Guard your sight. Once you get here with it, right? Share it with the people because the people need it. Remember this? If you yelling, you're one of the ones who's lost control of the conversation. So, if they want to appeal emotionally, or they're having an argument, they lost the conversation, man. Just let them go. Now, once you decide to let them go, I mean, there's entertainment value in some of the comments they're going to say. There's knowledge that can be learned from still viewing and observing their reactions and how they play out stuff. But as far as trying to save them, like the song said, don't save them. They don't want to be saved. It may not be their time to go. They might, for whatever reason, need to be on the next flight. You know what I mean? They might need to go through that experience if there is a next flight. I'm not religious, but they want us. Certain people want me to think that there was only one Noah's boat. So if you miss the boat, there might be another boat, but then that's on you. Right? Take time and think about what your bricks are made out of, because a field of clay touched by the genius of man becomes a castle. No matter what it's made out, no matter what kind of field it is, you are going to be a genius with it. You're going to be a genius of your environment. You're going to build from it. But did you have to build there? Because you didn't have the patience to walk, travel, traverse, get to the more enriched field. You didn't have the patience. But that doesn't mean that it's too late. Once you identify the opportunity for enrichment, for fortification, then just start to fortify. The error is when you see that you can improve, but you decide to try to destroy them instead of fortifying yourself. You might have been able to build something together far greater than the both of you, but you're too focused on destruction. So, once you reach your view, keep climbing, first of all, because the word sad means satisfied. Don't be sad. I'm never satisfied. So, I'm not sad. So don't be sad. Because sad means satisfied. Don't ever get satisfied. When you get to this view, climb. When you get deep, figure out how to get a little deeper. Because there's layers to shit. And when you look at the spectrum of light, it's like this. Put it in view for you. Let's say spectrum of light is like this. We only see this much. And if you zoom into that and go here with it, bring that from this and zoom into here, you only focusing on this right here. You still got all that rest of infinity that you don't even know about. So every time you conquer a layer, discover a layer, enjoy it while digging or climbing to the next layer. The people that don't want to go, let them stay. It's not for them. Moses didn't take everybody in the country. He didn't take nobody. They came, they went with him. So I don't care if you're a teacher. I don't care if you are a banker, a high level banker coming giving financial advice on the internet. I don't care if you're a light worker. I don't care if you're I don't care who you are. Don't make the announcement for everybody. And those who it was meant for will receive it. And let the rest do what they gonna do. Alright? That's why that's 7. No bullshit. So let's get into these cards. I think y'all get it by now. I think y'all got it. I don't think I need to keep beating the dead horse. You know? And then you see, you know, saying things over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And then we wonder why we ain't make no progress. If something's not working to change something, then it's insanity. So and then no matter what side you're on, whether you're the teacher, you control your gate. Make sure your gate is secure. Make sure your village or castle or your body and your body's bodies are secure, because you control the gate. And if you're on the other side, if you're one of the ones that supposed to be, that you're turning down the nutritional value, then you gotta realize that you control the gate. And if you only want to let bullshit in, then you're gonna be full of bullshit. Okay, so you gotta eventually at some point start letting in the nutritional value, because you are what you eat. And what are you feeding your mind? You know what I'm saying? You feel like you got a degree or something and you know everything, you don't gotta learn nothing else, because as soon as you get the job, they start putting you in training. So observation proves all. How dare you feel like you can't learn nothing because you done reached a certain level? You telling the person bringing you the information now. You telling the Moses in your life. You telling the Jesus in your life. You telling. But then you go get a degree and go get a job. Like, I got my degree, but then you go to training. So when it's your people coming to lead you out of the motherfucking circumstance, you got all this shit to say to them. But then as soon as you go and get the job, you're like, oh, I'm in training. I got my degree. I'm in training now. So you was supposed to be in training 4 months ago when you was telling the motherfucker you ain't had time for him because you was too weak from dealing with all the bullshit. Bricks. You couldn't carry a real one. And that's how you erode. That's how, over time, the adversary and the enemy erodes a castle. Because see, everything needs maintenance. Everything needs maintenance. So as you're replacing the bricks, the first generation, the real, the true, the originals, the founders, they use the high quality, solid stone, real fucking shit. But then every generation or every next group after that come in a little bit more diluted, a little bit more. They digging where's that? They digging up a little bit more less quality. They getting a less quality product. They producing a little bit less quality. Then eventually, the fucking replacement parts are so weak that they crumble. And that's how you erode a kingdom, a castle, a village, slowly over time. And they'll never notice it because they're too busy enjoying carrying the lighter bricks. They didn't realize that one day you'll just be able to go up and big bad wolf they wall right over it. And they didn't believe. It was too much work to ride with the visionary because they were part of the majority who's always wrong. They were enjoying comfort. Castle, a fortified village. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's the only thing that separates people is mindset. So, if you're trying to fortify your village in 2020, it's about thought processes. And that's what we interested in. That's what Y-7's about. That's what Pasha Pyro's for. Got people talking, hey man, your song is offbeat. You're off beats in some spots in it. No. You're so accustomed to the way shit's been done for so long, you don't realize that I don't give a fuck. I do what I want. I do what I want. So instead of going bump, 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 I might go bump, 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 bump. And then you're gonna be like, 1, 2. What the fuck did he just do? He's off beat. I'm on a different beat than you want me to be on. Fortify your village. Don't be afraid to go beyond. See, you see something long before the masses. I just want the people out there. It's some of y'all out there right now. And I just need you to know because, see, you are the innovators. You are the ones that are going to change the world. Tupac said he was going to reach the minds of the men and the women that was going to change the world. We're not worried about the ones. I mean, we got to observe them and know what they doing and how they feel, what they thinking. But we not worried about what the fuck they think. Because all they trying to do is keep it the same, which is only going to make it worse over time because you never did nothing to sustain it. You're just trying to maintain it and it eventually crumbles because of the bricks. Pasha Power Y-7 is only for the ones that's going to change the world. I don't care if that change is as simple as you writing a book that teaches people something based off your experience. They grow from it. They get a loftier view. They get heightened ascension. Then you get some kickback, some commerce or reward in the form of coinage that you can then take and fortify your village further with, fortify your body more with. That's what this shit's about. I'm not saying you gotta be out there creating the next electric car. There's gonna be somebody that does a better electric car than Musk and Tesla. But that may not be you. But how can you be a revolutionary with the bricks in your field? The bricks from your clay. What clay is in your field? As the clay is bullshit, then your product's gonna be bullshit. So maybe you just need to be patient and move to some good shit. We ain't got time for that. We ain't got time for, where's that? We ain't got time for arguments and emotional appeal. We gotta replace these bricks in your castle if we want your castle to be a part of the greater kingdom. Ahead of time, before the invasion, before the hurricane, before the flood, before the whatever, so that we know y'all are equally as good. The word love means a different grade. I can't love you if we're supposed to be equal, because if we're supposed to be equal, you and I won't be a different grade. We will be the same thing. The same body. We ain't got time for that. We ain't got time for that. So what you gotta know, those with the mindset, is when you come into those bodies, don't fret. Don't fret. They gonna, oh my God. It's just like the little, they got the COVID stuff and they showing you how you you spray the little antibacterial or the germ, or they want you to envision a hand sanitizer attacking the virus. That's the first thing they do. Like, oh my God, like the little roaches when the TV commercial, when you spray Raid, and the commercial be like, they be like, oh no, Raid, and then they running around scattering this shit. That's what's going on. Because you either are the virus, if their body is full of shit, and you're